Okay, so we're up to page 601, section number 7, Nekudot Lesikum. הצורך להצדיק את שמירת יום טוב שני שגל להיות לנוכח קביעת הלוח, the necessity of justifying, continuing maintaining Yom Tov Sheni at the time that the calendar was known to be set, שביטלה בחוץ לארץ את הספק בידיעת היום המועד בארצו ובארצו, where any doubt was removed from knowledge of the specific day or proper date which skip Yom Tov, העמיד את החכמים מפני אתגרים יוצאי דופן. Okay, so this is not a particularly yeshivish approach. More approach to point this out. In other words, this fellow is being an academic. I don't like academics, by the way, because academics usually approach matters of Torah without any yiras shamayim. They just approach them academically. Not only that, although in yeshivas we also have this directive, or it's a better word for that, there's a fancy word, but I'm missing it right now. This primary charge, but that's not the right word either. To be mechadesh, what? Primary what? Injunction. I'm not sure that's the right word either. But there's a prime mover to be mechadesh. But when mechadesh yeshivas, we try to be mechadesh in ways which respect the authorities which came before us and precedent and the greatness of those generations. When you're mechadish in academia, so that means you're doing much better if you can undermine and disrupt and deconstruct everybody who came before you. So Mr. Friedman evidently is no exception to that, and he cannot take a tshuva which gives a rationale for Yom Tov Sheni at face value and say that maybe this actually is the reason for Yom Tov Sheni. No, rather the Rabbanim were faced with a challenge of how to maintain their authority of Yom Tov Sheni, and they had to come up with something, right? Especially because Hakaraim lo hagula Rabbanim al minhag shenifrem mufrach yisodo. The Karaites were mocking the rabbis on their minhag, which seems to be undermined from its basis. Harabbanim itkashu lidchot et tanat hakaraim. The rabbis had difficulty rebutting the complaints of Karaim. Latztik livnei Yehudim hane'emanim masoret Chazal, and to justify before the Jews who are trustworthy to the Masorah of Chazal et kiyum haminhag, to sustain the minhag. Nisyoteim sheres Sadigon of Hagon la'amod ba'peretz, to stand in the breach. Holidu shitot shegulim b'hem hamatmiya v'adochak. So the shitos involve that which is astonishing and that which is difficult. Shneim yichsu l'masoret kedosha mimoshe Rabbeinu et chishuv haluach. The two of them attributed to a lineage of a Masorah, a line of Masorah, with a holy Masorah. From Moshe Rabbeinu, the determination of the Luach, so the Ibush shetafaset mikoma shel kviat chodeshim al pi riyat reach, which was in fact actually primary, and the basis of kviat chodeshim al pi riyat reach, which according to them was of secondary significance.
Yeah, but wait a minute. I mean, I think it was thought that it seems pretty clear they had the Masorah. The Soda Ibor was known to them, right? I mean, it's the mission in Rosh Hashanah.
Yes, yeah.
The Rabbi Gamliel had this luach with shapes of the moon and all that stuff. So why is it such a contradiction?
Because he feels that since the Gemara itself does not ever say explicitly that the Mekadosh al Pi Re'iyah, that for Messiah going of High going to come up later and say that Mekadosh al Pi Cheshbon, that Messiah going of High going to come up later and say that is objectionable. Now, we have a principle, certainly concerning Rabbeinu Hananel, who is of the same opinion, according to Rabbeinu B'chai and others, as a Messiah of Haigon, that Dvarav calls the Dvarav Shadiv Rabbeinu Hananel Kabbalah Hema. In other words, he had a Masorah just like other Go'onim had a Masorah. And certainly the Go'onim themselves had a Masorah. So therefore, it is a bit pretentious of Mr. Friedman to be the one to determine who's saying what's doichak and what's not doichak. Okay? But he continues in this vein. Pitronosha of Sadigon Lakusha Shenavah, Minat Hitalut Ben Aminhag, Minat Klut Ben Aminhag Ben Safek Bikviat Amodim B'Eretz Yisrael, Safek Shekvar Lo Haya Kayam. The resolution of Reb Sadigon to the difficulty which it emanates from the linkage between the minhag of 2 days and the suffix in what date this was determined Eretz Yisrael. Suffix Shafar Loyakem, which is suffix which no longer existed. Ayah Chashata Zikach b'nei. The way he resolved this by denying the correlation between them. L'dvarav, according to his words, me'olam lo kavu chachamim Rashi Chodashim al pi riyat yarech. They never determined Rosh Chodesh based on the sighting of the moon. Yom Tov Sheni shekol yot. Chayvim lishmor. We have to keep neshu gzeira shegazar kadosh baruch hu mitzvah b'li tam. Well, every mitzvah is b'li tam until we find the tam. That's not exactly the case. The case could be exactly the reason why. It'll be the exact reason why the author of this Teshuvah gave. But that again doesn't fit Mr. Friedman's bias. Rav Haigon Hoda, Rav Haigon concedes, that's nice of him, Ki cheshbon ze shviyadenu, that this reckoning which we have, asher choshvin, ayu choshvin, they reckon, kasher anu osim, kach yosim, mitchilat hagola mimen v'im b'cheshbon ze ayu nagim, that this is constantly what they used to follow, shesh lebeitin, shel, shlosham, shelosh, I think Shel Sham, based in Eretz Yisrael. Shel Sham, the base of Eretz Yisrael, L'shanot b'mnei haTorah, to change if necessary. L'dvarav, Kviat HaChodashim al pi riyat yarech hi uvda historic. The determination of the months based on the sightings of the moon was a historical fact. Shemikoroteinu b'tkufat ha'amudit midim alav edut brura, which is clear from our Talmudic sources. Haitazika amitza. There was a strong correlation. Efo ben Yom Tov Sheni ben Sveika Diyoma, between Yom Tov Sheni and the suffix. Kemach kvar nutka zika ben Yom Tov Sheni l'Sveika Diyoma, but since that has already been severed, Nimek Rav Hai Temshecha Minhag, Rav Hai explained the continuation of the Minhag, Betein lakatu b'Talmud Bavli, Samchutam shemetaknei Minhag. That according to that which it says in Talmud Bavli, he pegged it to the authority of those who fix the minhag. Shafhi nitkadsha b'mitzvat HaKadosh Baruch Hu, whose authority, obviously the rabbinic authority, is sanctioned by Hashem. Because maybe things will change. V'shuv yikba'u et roshei chodashim al pi riyat yarech, and maybe they're going to go back to going according to the moon. Oh yeah, ilutz acher, some other compelling reason. Meshiv Tshuvatenu, our author placed derech mishalo, paved his own path. Mistaber makes sense. Shunei latzlit moded. He must have had to contend. Lo hakim hatkofoteim shel karaim, not just with the attacks of the Karaites, misfekoteim and the doubts shel hane'amanim l'Torah Sheba'al, those who are true to Torah Sheba'al, shelo ivinu madu aleim le'amshich et minhag Yom Tov Sheni shel Galuyot, who no longer stood by that continue this minhag. Haya alav itmoded mineged gafim Yudim. There were even Jews who enveloped their minhag of 2 days Yom Tov with a cloak of kedusha. The Daf Kubala Chasha Alu Eretz Yisrael continued it after he went up to Eretz Yisrael. V'chein am im Yudei Eretz Yisrael, and similarly, or vice versa, with the Jews of Eretz Yisrael, shechashishu l'keim b'chutz l'Eretz Yom Tov Sheni shel Rosh Hashanah. They were afraid to keep Yom Tov Sheni of Rosh Hashanah chutz l'Eretz. Mukavut Henyan Dalshat Teshuvah Mitshuvot Mituch Kabot. The complexity of the matter required wise teshuvas or strategic teshuvas, b'tziratiot, and creative teshuvas. Sheish b'hem mishum smol docha v'yimin mekarevet. That would have left hand pushing aside and a right hand drawing near. L'shitato, according to his opinion, b'tekufat bait rishon kan rekavut or shei chodashim al pi riyat yarech. In the time of the first base on Mikdash, they did determine based on the moon. Begalud Yechoniah, by the time of the Galus of Yechoniah, they decided to switch over to a cheshbon, which they already had from Moshe Rabbeinu's time. L'osif Yom Tov Sheni, to add a second day. It's not because of the suffix of day like Rabbi El Kipitzui, but as a reparation, uklimura, and a exchange. Thank you. In lieu of going up to Eretz Yisrael, and for korbanos and the joy of the holiday. הייתה זאת תוספת של נדבה. This was a voluntary contribution. שקיבלו עליהם הגולים, which those who went to galut to success themselves כדי להודות להקל על חסדיו, to thank Hashem, וכדי לבקש מימוש הבטחתו, and to request him the fulfillment of his promise, להשיבם לארץ ישראל, to return us to Zion, וכדי לבקש קרבתו, in order to look for being close to him. שכך היו חייבים לדבוק בו בוודאי, קיבלו עליה שכר. They had to maintain their connection to it, and they certainly receive reward for it. לעומת זאת, on the other hand, יהודים ששבו מבבל ארץ ישראל, the ones who went back from ארץ ישראל, השיגו רמה רוחנית ומימוש לאומי ושמחה, they achieved a high spiritual level and a national realization, a national crystallization, ושמחה and joy, שפטרו אותם לגמרי מן התוספת הגלותית, which allowed them to be free completely from that Golistic addition. בתקופת שיבת ציון, כאשר שאלו היהודים שישרו בחוץ לארץ, אם מותר להם יום טוב אחד, מותר להם לנהוג יום טוב אחד כמו בני ישראל, when at the time of the return to Zion, the Golos Jews asked the Bnei Eretz Yisrael, can we keep one day like them? השיבו להם חכמי ארץ ישראל, מנהג אבותיכם בידיכם. כלומר, מצבכם בגלות כמצב אבותיכם ולא נשתנה. It hasn't changed. אין יכולים לדעת באיזה מידה הצליחה תשובה בשעתה לצמצם בעיני מקבליה את הספקות להרחיק את המחלוקת. We cannot know to what extent did they manage to diminish in the questions in the questioner's eyes, and this is machlokas. I'm not sure, we don't know. I think we do know. Yom Tov Sheni succeeded. Even if you maintain, like Mr. Friedman, that the main issue arose sometime in the Common Era, nevertheless, we see that until the 1800s and the Reform movement, Yom Tov Sheni held its own all over Am Yisrael.
But I think his point is, how much credit does this Teshuvah get
for
that?
Yeah, we don't. That's true. We don't know how much Teshuvah this. Yeah, I can see that point. This Teshuvah, we have no idea, and probably very little because nobody knew about it until very recently. Okay, fair. Number 8, finally, שאלת זהות המחבר ועשיית ראש השנה בארץ ישראל יום אחד ויומיים. החכם בתלמודי היחידי, the post-Talmudic sage, the only post-Talmudic sage mentioned on the Yizkar b'Teshuvah and this Teshuvah, who Reb Saidigon, Shizkar b'Birkat HaMeitim. Muchach in Cain, Teshuvah, it says Zichrono Livrocha about him, right? Muchach in Cain, Teshuvah nichta bein shnat 942, shnat pirato shel Reb Saidigon, bein emtza mea 12, to sometime in the middle of the 12th century, the 1100s. Kufat piloto shematika ktav yad, Mansur ben Avraham, the period in which Mansur ben Avraham, the scribe, was active. Kais Kalel. לפחות בכל בשלושה או בארבעה מקומות בתשובה, יש דמיון לרב Hai. There are similarities to the words of Rav Hai. He says in the footnote, he tells us they are. בשיטה של הנביאים הם שהיו בתקופת גלות יחוניה וקביעת הלוח, על פי סוד העיבור, that which it says that it was based on, it happened, the initial directive came out in time of Yechonia, based on the Luach, והנהגת יום טוב שני על כלליהן הנהגתו, and on how Yom Tov Sheni is carried out. ותיעוד של רב היה יושב בתענית יומיים בתשע באב, and this in the answer that Rava didn't sit 2 days of Yom Tainus on Yom Kippur rather than Tisha B'Av. What? Bracha b'chatimat Teshuvah. I guess the language of the bracha, the answer was similar also to Rav Hai Gaon. Aval barur l'chaltin she'ein hu mechabra shel Teshuvah zu. He cannot be the writer of this Teshuvah, even though Rav Hai was after Reb Saidigon. Al kacha mi'idim lo rak hakoteret Rav Hai Zal, right, says that he was Zal at the time. V'chuli ha'ktava b'ktav ha'yad achei Teshuvah zu. Lifnei Teshuvah haba, which is written before and after this Teshuvah. El sheparosh yishna tochen advarim. So it's at the content. V'karamati orach ha'mechkar u'bichura b'piska kodemet al'vdim ben Teshuvah zu le'emdato Rav Hai. And I already noted the distinctions between this Teshuvah and Rav Hai. Biglal chashivuto, because of its significance. Ani madgish kan, I emphasize again at Shaniu Amoti the fundamental difference. B'yachasem Rav Hai Gaon in the as of Chaygon, V'yeshiva Teshuvah, L'chagigat, Rosh Hashanah Beretz Yisrael, which are Chaygon, the author in terms of celebrating Rosh Hashanah Eretz Yisrael. Kamur of Hai, Hora Befeirush, he said explicitly, Sheb'bnei Eretz Yisrael tzrichim lasot at Rosh Hashanah Shnei Yomayim. They have to make Rosh Hashanah 2 days. Then Yeshiva Lebi Rosh Hashanah tzrichim lasot Rosh Hashanah Yom Echad Bilvad. B'shtei Mekamot Levachot Mishtamei Kach Levadaut, which is very strange. Because at that time, everybody agrees Rosh Hashanah was kept 2 days in Eretz Yisrael. So Rishon, Omer HaMeshiv, Sheshavei Tzion Asut HaMoed Yom Echad, which is true. The takana to make Rosh Hashanah 2 days is the takana of Rabbi Yochanan Zakkai. It wasn't the takana of the Nevi'im Rishonim. Moshe Amar Vayigah Chodesh Shishi B'nei Yisrael B'Areihem. V'Amar Ki Yom Kadosh Alei V'Al Teyatzu Hainu Rosh Hashanah Yom Echad B'Areihem. 1 day. V'kvot zot shalu Yehudei Bavel ma chayiv la'asot im yasu dugmatam yachogu yom echad yatmidu b'asiyat yomayim. HaMeshiv ikvi b'shitato. Our author is systematic response. V'kamot tzatavim Rosh Hashanah nechag b'eretzel yomayim v'asafek v'kamot rechokim miBeit Avad, because of the question about places which are distant from the Beit Avad, the essential location. Yvar kriyat Rosh Chodesh Tishrei Beit Avad. אולם שיטת המשיב ספק זה בטל כאמור כבר בגלות איכוניה, כאשר החילו לקבוע את החודש פי חשבון והתעלם מן המקורות ההם. This is not true. Rabbi Yochanan Zakkai did not make that takana because of distance from Beit Avad, but rather because nitkalkalu al-Leviim b'shir, and because they said the wrong shira. And even if they're Makadosh Al Pi Cheshbon, we all agree, even Saigon and the Meshiv, that at the time of the Beis HaMikdash, when there was a Sanhedrin, the Sanhedrin would go according to Eidos in order to demonstrate the validity of the Luach as well. So therefore, if the Eidos came late on Shibin Av Tishrei, the Levim would have said the wrong shir. So therefore, there had to be 2 days Rosh Hashanah, according to Rabbi Yochanan Zakkai's takana, even at the time of the existence of the Beis HaMikdash. במקום השני הזכר משיב את חששם שיהודים היהודים מארץ זו לחוץ לארץ לעשות שם 2 ימים טובים שהם יעברו בזה הכלל לא עדו. Maybe they're going to be over the principle that Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday are not supposed to be Rosh Hashanah, which we took to be total Amaratus. Right? Because we said that first day of Rosh Hashanah can't be on one of those days because of Yom Kippur coming before or after Shabbos, because Shmini Atzeres, Rosh Hashanah Rabbah coming out on Shabbos. They were afraid of a bogus prohibition. לעשות יום טוב שני שלושה באחד הימים ההם. ברור לגמרי רב שמשיב שחשש כזה לא עלה כלל בארץ ישראל גופה. It's not, there's no problem like that. ארץ ישראל בוודאי מפני שלא עשו שם את ראש השנה יומיים אלא יום אחד בלבד, באותו יום ילם Lo cha ba'adu. This is baloney. Just because these people are Amaratzim, it doesn't matter where they're Amaratzim. They're always Amaratzim. I'm not sure what he's saying. Unless he's saying that they kept... I don't know what he's saying. The fact that they're Amaratzim doesn't prove anything. He says that in the footnote he says he's going to talk about this some other place, but in some other article he's going to write. Despite the difference between their approaches, it's possible they live in that generation or not long afterwards. The similarities, despite the differences, you can teach us that also he was influenced by Rav Hai. מתקבל דעתי שמחבר היה חכם מחכמי ארץ ישראל. קרוב להניח שהיה גאון ארץ ישראלי. That's actually a oxymoron. There were no gaonim in Eretz Yisrael because the gaonim were the Rosh Yeshiva in Bavel. But he means the Rosh Yeshiva. As is already customary in the late Gaonic period, his Talmud was Talmud Bavli. But he combined elements of the Yerushalmi. And of course, we can identify the Zionist elements, the proto-Zionist elements in the Teshuvah, which praise the Aliyat Eretz Yisrael, and the repudiation of those who refrain from doing so. Okay, I think next week, actually, we're going to go quickly from through the tshuva from beginning, the tshuva itself. From beginning to end, just as a chazorah, and then we'll go on, from there.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. Have a good week. Mitzvah Shem, see you next week.